Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. That's the train we were on last time out at the end of the episode. And it's heading up to Montgomery. We're going to pause it before it gets there, as we've got a little bit of a change to make to its route and a little bit of track extension as well. And we should have the funds. There we go, UI's up. I'm sat down the other side. We've got 89 million in the bank, and that's only going to go up. Well, it will go down as well, but mainly up. And this train here is going to start picking up some wood, as well as everything it's doing currently, which is it's doing quite a bit, isn't it? We may even need an extra fuel wagon on the back. But it all depends what our line rates will be. There goes our passenger train as well. It's getting quite busy, isn't it? It's lovely. But before we can do any of that, we have to extend our infrastructure. This needs a bit of an extension. We need to hook into the main line here. And if we head up to Montgomery, we also need to head over to the sawmill. It's not really too far out the way, is it? We'll drop off our construction materials at Montgomery and then just continue round here and have some trucks just deliver our wood for our construction materials train to pick up. Let's just check on the heights before we get any building done. We do have like a big hill just here, so a tunnel is going to be quite natural to this layout, as we don't want to be going up with this piece of track, since I think we're actually heading down more than up to get to the sawmill, which we'll find out shortly. The sawmill's at 35 meters. We're up quite high, aren't we? 82 meters, so we do have a little bit of a drop. We could take some of that climb out by having a little road down, perhaps at this thick contour line here. That will take us to 50. Means we've got to find 30 meters. That's going to be tough at 3% grade. Well, there's only one way to find out. Shall we get building this? We'll leave the contour layers up. We do not want catenary. Well, it is making a tunnel instantly, which isn't too bad, but it's a little bit too soon. We are going to spend a fortune. We've got over 100 million as we prepare to build. We can kiss goodbye to that, can't we, with what we're about to do? Let's go full on there, and there we go. That's better. Look at all that money. Millions this is going to be. We're already into single millions there. We might as well give us a bit of room down here, and we'll continue this off that way. And we're going to make our tunnel up this end somewhere. We're going to be heading down as well rapidly, because we're going to need some junction work down here, and I prefer that not in the tunnel. Right, this is going to go that way. I would like the junction itself to stay flat. It can start making its way, possibly, to the sawmill. No, because we've got to swing round, haven't we? So we'll go flat and straight. That's not the correct one, is it? No, that's actually the station. We do want a bit of room here, though. This is the main line, just here. There we go. And so is that. You need to go in here, and we need to start heading down as soon as we're in the tunnel. So we're going to keep this straight and flat up until the point where we make a tunnel, and this is the room we've got junction wise. So this is going to continue over as well. Now we need some crossover. We're going to cross over traffic a few times. Which way are we going? This way is the way we're going. I'm thinking what we could do is to get up into here, considering we'll be heading this way, would be to go directly across really slow, like that. This is just a siding at the moment. We're doing nothing with that. Now these have to come in. Is that how we want that to go? I mean, it's pretty nippy, isn't it? That would be where that heads. And that would come in, yeah, up there somewhere. And we are pulling away from the station, and we'll be staying... Oh, no, this is the one that crosses over, isn't it? Back to that side. because we're scooting off that side, just where that signal is, but that's fine. We're not technically going to use that. And this doesn't need to cross over at all because we'll be on the correct side, so we don't interfere in one direction. Oh, that's kind of lovely. Yeah, this doesn't need to be slow at all, does it? It could be something like that instead. We'll have our... Oh dear. We'll have our little turnout just there for something we're not currently using. But there we go. So the only one that's going to cross traffic is when we're heading to the east. The other one just doesn't do anything. We can even have something like that, perhaps. So we don't have to have a double slip switch on the main line, because I don't like it. Yeah, we've got more track options going on there, just because I like the look of it more than anything. So our trains could come in this way, just to cause us all sorts of headaches. But is that right? I think that's right, isn't it? We'll have a gantry heading over here. Let's get us some signals. And there's only one route we can actually take here. They only need to be single. In fact, they probably only need to be those as well. So let's get that right near this switch here. There'll be one, yes, two-way. This one needs to be one-way though. And that's going to be, these two are going to be the ones blocking this entire junction heading east. And do we need one that side? We don't. We just need these two. They should look nice, shouldn't they? And it's 3 tracks, so we'll get our assets. We'll get into our track tools here. We would like 3, please. Have I put it in the right place? I guess we'll find out in a second as it dances around. There we go, just there. Are you going to have enough voltage? I think so. You'll have plenty. Yeah, I love these. Right then. That's nice. Yes, that's the access that way. And for this one, I guess we can have them further up. It's going to be heading the other way, but we might as well have a 2-way signal this side anyway. So we'll just have... ooh, that could be... No, that can only be... That can't actually be anything. This is like permanent reds. That's what I'm going to say. We'll have permanent reds. No, not one way. At this end. You're not allowed to go on the track at the moment because we're working on stuff. I like it. Scenery more than anything. That's what we got going on up here. I don't really like it, but we'll take it. We could maybe get a little bit more room there. Do you know, I would... yeah. I would kind of like to redo this to see if we can have a bit more signal room up that end. Can we come off a little better here? Could we instead, let's get our tracks, head off closer to this switch and then instead curve round like that? Oh, that's tidier, isn't it? That's much nicer. So let's give ourselves a little bit of signal room just there, because we didn't have that before. Hopefully that's not leaning outwards. There we go. Now we've got signal room, we can hopefully slide in closer to that other switch up there. There we go. There we go, guys. Then we can have that one curve back in, even though it's not technically going to be used, up here. Just there. And then this one branches out up there really slow. And that one can head in like that. Oh, that's tidier, isn't it? Now, do we have signals that we can put on the opposite side? Not those. There we go. Yes, we do. Yes, that's perfect. So we'll have this one, but we can have them up here now. On the corner. I completely forgot about these. We've got one there, mainline signal. And one there, mainline signal. 2-way. That is much tidier. Do we prefer this? Yes, and there's our track that we scoot off and avoid all of this. So we'll have a waypoint up there on this signal. No, that won't work. We need it down here somewhere. Can we have like a marker board down here perhaps as a waypoint? That might work. What waypoints do we have? Ooh, what are these? I got carried away. I mean, we could have a whistle board, right? Just there. That kind of works. For entering all of this shenanigans. I do like the idea of it. Where's our default whistle boards? I don't know what these are. Permissive searchlight dwarf. Used as a normal path signal. We've got all these as well. Double head things going on there. I mean, these are nice, but I think all we need is a nice bit of whistle action. Down here, like a little short whistle board. And then we can use it as an actual waypoint and a whistle. There, isn't that pleasant? Yeah, and then we'll get some horn action around here. I love it. We could have a whistle board up here as well, perhaps. Yes, heading on to the main line. There we go. Now we should get some sound effects going around here. Our drivers laying on the horn. We could have one there, perhaps. Have one there and one out on that side. There. Oh, can you go? You're a bit wonky. Oh, that's fine though. That's fine. There we go. A couple of whistle boards there as well. Heading that direction. We could have one, because it would work, because we're heading to the tunnel here. And then I guess one before the tunnel. It was asked that we have them before the tunnel. So we'll have one that way. And I guess one as we're leaving the tunnel, a short one in the tunnel there. I think you'll see that, won't you? That's terrible. That's not how that was supposed to go. Get rid of that. There we go. We'll have to have it as you come out the tunnel then. Oh, that's a shame. Do you work in the tunnel? Never mind. Never mind. We need some whistle boards that are invisible, I guess. Right. That was a lot of junction work done. I think that gives us everything though. What are you doing at the moment? There we go. Oh, it's pleasant how you actually use it to turn around now as well, because you can't go anywhere at the moment. Now we've got to try and figure out, can we make it down here? Perhaps we should put the station in. And what we'll do is we'll put the station further back to give us a little bit of manoeuvring room to get down here at a pleasant grade. And we can have like little trucks taking them out the back and up to the station is the plan. Buildings. Let's get us a big freight station. Start with 240 and a single track. No catenary. We might have some high speed in here, because although you won't see it if you download this, which I don't update regular because it doesn't work the best, but if you go to high speed, you have my own texture work, which I should really upload to the workshop. Do you guys even like that? I just try to make it look a bit dirtier and used. I need to do the same with the wooden ones as well. But anyway, we'll stick with the shiny, brand new, all track is new Transport Fever default ones. What do I need? You're missing the contours. Yes, I was nowhere near. We need to be on that side. It doesn't matter that we're quite away from the sawmill there. We've got quite the journey. We are playing on medium difficulty, so nothing's really required to be absolutely spot on as far as min-maxing is concerned. And do we need to store? Well, we need to store as much as our train can carry, which we don't know what that is at the moment, so we'll just have the default, and we can always expand it, can't we, like we have been doing. We'll just have a small access road for our trucks running along the side here. There we go, lovely. And then we'll have a little access road out the back of our sawmill. Got to do a bit close, like so. There we go. Keep you nice and flat. It's actually not too far away, and this should be a pleasant little drive up there, shouldn't it? Now let's get you on curvy. Let's take off that. Can you just... Oh no, why didn't you make a nice curve? It would have been lovely. Right, you go around there. It all depends whether we actually reach the station or not from here. Which we don't. It's... Oh, look how close it is. What are the odds? What are the odds? We'll need to be a little bit closer. But we can do that, I think, without rebuilding the station, can't we? If we have our building at that end, we should be fine. If we stick a nice big-ish cargo building, something like that at that end. And we get rid of all of this because it's not required. And we'll still have a little access ramp down there. There we go. That should be a little bit closer. That's what I'm hoping. Will it give us what we need? There we go. Are you flat? I hope so. Now, can we get down to the sawmill and will you work now? I'm hoping so. We're almost there. Oh, there we go, guys. We got it. Beautiful. Right, what we should do is connect this up to there. There we go. Got some road stuff going on. Do you know what, guys? Official episode. Because it should look the part, shouldn't it? There we go. Lovely. Let's make it look like we've actually built this intentionally instead of a game plopping it down and destroying the scenery. Well, this could be the main eastern corridor, couldn't it? The main line, and we branch off from here. So, oh yes, that's good thinking for the future. It does mean ideally we want to be the other side. We'll leave it like this for now. Oh, no, don't leave it like this for now. We could do that, couldn't we? We could have that as an access road. I would prefer that. We could have the tracks here. The reason I'm saying I would like to be on this side is because when we're pulling away, we're much slower than when we're coming into the station. So it would be nice if we're already on the correct side, so we don't have to cross traffic accelerating. That's the plan. Obviously, if we've got to wait to get across here, I mean, swings and roundabouts as far as that's concerned, isn't it? Right, let's get you down there. Then we'll go with our platforms. What we'll do is we'll just have the access platform on that side where it currently is, and the loading platform on this side, which means we don't need any of that for now. We'll just have like a little access point there, and we'll get rid of that up to there. I know, that's very bizarre. It is a thing that's happening. Right, get out of our build mode and into our more different build mode. Where's our tracks? There we go. Can we make you not terrible? And not going up would be lovely. And the same for you. There we go. Lovely. I would like our junction to be flat. We're going to have a little bit of room there. And this can continue. Oh, yes. Do this first. This has got to continue off that way, nice and flat and straight. That is our main line. That's just going to be a dead end there. We could even have something. Where are you? You are ending there. We could go up to there and just have a fake sort of siding there. Maybe for maintenance vehicles or whatever. Just a bit of extra scenery. I like it. And then our main line's going to continue. This will be our eastern corridor. Yeah, it's going to continue off that way somewhere. Is that the siding? That's the siding. So that's the main line continuing off that way. Beautiful. I don't know what we're doing with this at the moment, so we'll continue that as well. And now we've got to try and make our way up there. So we should start climbing, really, shouldn't we? We'll go one tick. That gives us 0.8%. I'll take that. That's pleasant, isn't it? And we'll start heading up to meet our big station up there. We're going to have a tunnel as well. This can go off and join in up that way. And this... Oh, we could have a double crossover up here, which would be more realistic. Be something like that, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. We've got a ladder going on. I prefer a ladder to just going straight across the track, like we did up there. We ran out of room up there where going straight across the track is probably ideal. Now, here's the question. Can we hook in there at a pleasant grade? What's that? 2.5% grade in the middle somewhere? I would prefer there to be a little bit of a cutting here before we make our tunnel and still have the pleasant grade up here. It's about the same, isn't it? We can sort of drop off as soon as we get into the tunnel there. We've got the Montgomery Tunnel now. There are ways we could shorten the tunnel, of course. We can take it back now we know where we're connected up here. And then we can, say, take our tunnel entrance up to this point. Take those off. And we'll have a nice cutting before we get into the tunnel. And we can maybe make it a little bit rock-facey, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, no, that looks pleasant. There we go, yes, we could make this a little rock-facey, I think. At the sides. How much money do we have? We've got so much money. I do like this. I do like this texture. What we need is to flatten this down. It looks massive at the moment. So we're going to have to do this first. Then smooth it. Get rid of all this jagginess, bumpiness at the side of the track that just doesn't need to be there. Right, got all that done. Smooth all this off. I know it looks terrible now. But once we redo the rock face on the side, it should look the business. Right, now, what we can do is run down the track here and make our rock face. And we can do the same up top as well. Like that. There we go. Then we can get our rock face back, but with a little bit of room at the side of the track. Probably get rid of those trees so we've got more rock facey stuff. Then we'll shrink this down. We'll send this out and just tidy up the side of the track a little bit, and then we'll get rid of the grassy stuff and make it a little bit more gravelly perhaps down here. Not gravel, it'd be more like dirt, wouldn't it? Get our paint tools. Not massive and not tiny. And then we just paint that down the sides. We can have a little bit of grass, but I'd prefer some dirt at the side of the track there, heading into the tunnel. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be, does it? There, like that. Pleasant. And I saw you, bumpy bit there. Tidier. Is that nicer? Looks a bit like it should be. Get rid of that. In fact, where's our asset tool? Tree assets. Let's delete some of this stuff here. Don't want trees there. Unnecessary rocks. We can put our own rocks in if we want. That's tidier. Get rid of you and you and you. Ah, there we go. Looks like it's supposed to be there. I think that's nice. We don't want to spend all day doing that, do we? Now, we've got to cross traffic up here. So that's awkward. But we do have a point there where we already have a way to get across the track. We could, of course, come into these sidings, but, well, yes, we could, couldn't we? We could cross up there. I think I'd prefer crossing here and then leaving the track and moving this back a bit and then heading off that way. We could have another junction here, though, where we go direct. Just here. And be heading to the steel mill there. We keep that at, say, 55. Just branching out. Can we go across there? I think we can, and then we'll make a better crossing just there. This is okay. It just doesn't need to be like that. We can make it a little tidier up to this piece of track, because we do want it as a level crossing, just not how it was. There we go. We kind of head up to head flat, I think, afterwards. Yeah, it was just a little bit too soon. But this should be flat then. That's what we're going with. Yeah, there we go. That's pleasant, isn't it? Expensive, but pleasant. Isn't that the way of the world usually? Not always. We certainly don't want to be heading down with this. Don't we have to head up a little bit further? I think we do. We're going to come into... Ooh, where are we coming into here? We need to come into here. This side. As we've got to head back out that way. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's not pleasant, is it? Well, maybe we'll use this track to connect up to there. I don't think that's necessary at all. Get rid of that. No. And there's some scenery work needs to be done there. What's the grade? 3.4? Where's 3.4% grade on that? Do we head up? Let me see. I don't believe that for a second. Surely not. 14 meters there. What are we up here? Oh yeah, 31 meters. Goodness me. Ooh. We need to take that back just a little bit then. Let's see if we can tidy that up a little bit. We do need to connect up here. Don't like that. I don't know whether we can take out the bump in it. There we go. I'm using Shift M and N just to reduce the max grade thing there. 35, 20. Oh, we've gone past it. There was a 25, wasn't there? 2.5%, surely. No, it's 26. That's as good as we're getting. We don't need a viaduct though. Let's just fill that in. It's just a single track. And that should be a pleasant grade up there without too much bumpage. I mean, it's not much of a grade regardless, so it's not going to be an issue, is it? Right, that's going this way, and probably needs to join in a little smoother than that. We actually need to go this way with this, and I don't mind it being slow. I just want to make a nice crossing if possible. That's awful. What are you doing there? Let's make the crossing first, perhaps. And then what sort of angle do we need to get round there? That's going to be tight, isn't it? Yeah, maybe. If we can knock that back just a touch up to the crossing itself, it might be a little more pleasant. There we go. Continuous curve is nicer. We'll need the length here, won't we? We might have to run a little further past that end. Maybe. I'm not sure how long our train is or how long this platform is, so I'm going to give it an extra platform length regardless. Put that in as long as it works. It does. There we go. Nice. And we'll have a bit of runoff afterwards as well. It's going to be going that way. We could follow the track round. That would actually give us another access point should we need it later on. And that can continue off that way. Whether we actually go in there... Oh, tree. Whether we actually go in there, I don't know. Right, I'd like a bit of, I think, gravel round here. Let's get our gravel tools. There we go. That's looking better, isn't it, already? Oh, I see the bumpies we got there. I don't like those. Official episode. Beautiful. Already looks better. In fact, flatten that. I don't know why you're doing that. Doesn't look pleasant at all. Our scenery's working out nice though. Our factory building up there. Whoa, don't get carried away with that. You've actually not spent that much money, Grand. I'm proud of me. Right, that should be everything we need here. Do we want to share track up here? I guess we do, don't we? We will be heading that way this way. I actually feel like our trains should branch off before this crossing, perhaps. So they're technically going to swap sides, aren't they? I don't need to have the stone train interact with the logging train at all. / construction material planks train and fuel. You'll be heading out that way, won't you? And that means we could cross over to meet it after here, and that's all that will be required. Yes. And then up here we'll join back in and we'll have that bit of track singular. I know it's slowing our trains down and it's not really required, but It would give us a little bit of action going on up here, and it gives us a chance to swap sides up there. You just need to go across like that, and if it's at 51, that's track speed. Yeah, so we come back that way. There we go. Beautiful. And up here, I don't know what we're doing up here. Do we want to signal where you're going this at? This is going to change, isn't it? In fact, I might want this to run all the way up to the station there. There'll be no point joining in again, would there? From this point. We would follow this round. Yeah, I know, you're not going to be impressed with this at the moment. We can follow this round as a third track for our... Oh, why don't you work? For our construction materials train. What's up with you? Why don't you work? Let's draw you from there. Do you work now? There we go. Lovely. Then we branch off that way. There we go. There we go. That's tidier. And this one's just going to continue all the way round. We'll have a nice big level crossing here. They definitely exist in the US. We want to take you up there somehow. How's that going to work? Do you want to come from there? Well, that's messy. That's all sorts of ugly. Yeah, we want to do the junction from that point. We'll get rid of that for now. We want this one to be the leading track that goes off. This is just the siding. This is the track that wants to go up to there and make a nice curve in, and then we'll branch off with a turnout. There you go. Then we have our turnout here for that. Yes. Yeah, it doesn't matter how quick it is really. Do we have room to get in and make something here? Oh, that's the problem, isn't it? We can't have a little way to get into our siding, or can we? Yes! The slowest siding in the world, but we can. There we go. It's a bit tight, but it is a siding. We're not technically using it. Ooh, I don't like it. Well, this is a bit too quick, isn't it? That's one thing. We don't need that like that. This can then branch in a little better, I think. We'll go a little bit further up here. And we'll branch in and then out again. So we do have access. We just don't need it to be ridiculously quick, do we? I think 35 will be fine for pulling back out. And we've got the main one coming around here. I do think we've also got enough room to sit before this level crossing here. We just need our signal on the opposite side. Yes. And we do want this bit of, do we want that bit of track one way? No, we don't. That is a good way to get back over, isn't it? Yeah, like we were trying to do. We would just come through the, not the siding, but the depot. We'll have to put opposing one-way signals on our siding, so our trains never use it because we've got scenery in here. So that needs to be a one-way signal, and that needs to be a one-way signal, and then no trains can use that as pathfinding. There we go. We've nullified the siding as an option. Guys, we've done the track work. So that means next time out we get to do the actual the routing, which will be the fun bit. Well, this might be the fun bit for some of you. It's a fun bit for me. We said we're not having that one-way grand. This is the fun bit for me. I like this. Right, we do need a two-way signal here. We want the actual signal. No, not those. Just there. We need two-way signal there. That's one way. You did both of them one way. They were two-way. Oh dear. Right, there you go. There you go. This needs to be one way up here, doesn't it? Yeah. Do we want... do you know, I'm going to have that as a double head just there, because we've got the options up here, haven't we? And we could probably have one blocking signal between here. One there and one there. Oh, they're two-way. I never remember to change these, but I'm happy. You shouldn't do anything different for now. So we've got the infrastructure already up. This looks terrible at the moment, but that's not how it's going to look. We're actually going to tidy that up a lot. It doesn't need to have any of this going on. So we'll make that more of an embankment than a whatever it is at the moment. And then we'll smooth that off. And then we'll start working on that a little bit. It just doesn't need to be quite like that, does it? Yeah, it makes kind of sense now. It kind of just slopes down, doesn't it, to the road, which is what it's supposed to do. Yeah, like that. Gradually slope down to the road until it meets it, eventually. Yeah, it's just a bit bumpy. Oh, I like that slopey road. If there are any issues, then we'll find out when we come back. Don't want a signal there. I want you before the junction. And it's just a standard blocking signal. Yes, one way. Just there. And that should be it. That should be it. It's a little bit close to the switch, but I'll take it. And it's not very pretty, so we'll tidy you up. There we go. Lovely. Oh, it's starting to look the business now, isn't it? It's going to get really busy. We'll probably need 2 of these trains running for the frequency. And we're going to need a decent frequency to meet everything we've got to do up there. I'm going to fast forward us a little bit, make sure everything's working. And then we'll get on board our... Oh, do you know, actually, let's get on board our passenger train on the way back down. Alright guys, we're on board our passenger train. We are loading passengers. There we go, everybody's getting on and off. And we're going to be heading back down towards Palmdale. When we come back, there's all the track in front of us. When we come back, we'll be setting up the route. Our construction materials train will have a new route. It's going to go a little bit round the houses, but it's going to be quite efficient, isn't it? We're going to be taking cargo 99% of the... Not 99, maybe 95, 90% of the time. Possibly closer to 95% of the time. I wondered why we were crossing over there. I had a minor panic. But no, we're on the right side now. There we go. These are nice and short at the moment. We have got to possibly extend them though. We are chock-a-block, as all passenger trains should be. It was asked if we could have a caboose. Caboose's eyes added to the save game. If I can find a selection that are not too bulky, that's an option, surely. We are in the Steam era for quite a bit, aren't we? As was said, the back end looks a little bit naked. So yes, we could caboosify some of our trains. That's not the term, is it? Anyway, down we go. Oh, the scenery's lovely. Right guys, thank you for watching. Lots to do when we come back, and I'm looking forward to getting all that up and running. And until then, take care.